If you love Philly cheesesteaks, you're going to love today's recipe because I'm going to show you how to do it so much easier by using your crock pot. Hello, hello. My name is Carrie with eatingonadime.com and welcome to our channel. First, before we do anything, like and subscribe. Did you know that like 90% of our watchers are not subscribers? Isn't that crazy? So if you're watching, you need to subscribe so you don't miss any more family-friendly recipes. Here, we're all about helping people eat well on a budget without spending a ton of time in their kitchen. Now, today's recipe is CrockPot Philly cheesesteak sandwiches. They're delicious, and you're going to be shocked how easy they are. You can find the full recipe linked in the description below, or just by going to eatingonadime.com, and you can always use our search feature, and you can type it right in, and the recipe will pull right up. Now, before we get started, let me know, are you a Philly cheesesteak fan or not? Let me know in the comments. And before we get started, I want one more thing. We're obsessed with the crock pot. I know you probably are too. It is a time saver for busy families, and we have a digital cookbook that's half off right now, and I have it linked below for you as well. Today I'm using the Hamilton Beach multi-cooker. I have a link for you in the description as well. You can grab it on Amazon. This is my sister's favorite crock pot, so I am taking it for a test run today, and I'm super excited to try it out. So we have that link plus everything that I'm using today, all in the description, including my favorite knife and everything that I need. So if you, or everything I use. So if you need something, check it below. The first thing you need is steak. Now, in the recipe, we use round steak. Today I'm using sirloin. Flank steak works great. And here's the best part. Your crock pot makes any steak taste amazing, especially in this recipe. We're going to cut it against the grain, so it's going to be nice and buttery and fall apart. So even round steak is going to taste delicious in this recipe. My point is, don't waste your time spending a ton of money on steak when you're using your crock pot. Save that for when you're going to grill it. So what we're going to do now is, but you need 2 pounds. You're going to take your knife and you're going to thinly slice against the grain. So when I say against the grain, I mean you see a grain running this way, then we're going to cut on the opposite of that. And we're going to cut this into thin strips. So let's show you up close. Here's the grain running this way. You can see it by when you like stretch the meat, and you can kind of see the lines. So then I'm going to just thinly slice this. Make sure you sharpen your big knife before you get cutting. It'll make it a lot easier. But let me show you up close how you know. See how you can see it and it's like stretchy? If the steak is stretchy, that means you cut it against the grain. Here's a good example of this one. See how it almost can be ripped apart? That means you're cutting against the grain. I am almost done. Look at them. They're beautifully thinly sliced. This is the hardest part of the recipe, and well, it's not hard at all. But when I say hardest, it's just the most time-consuming part. But we're talking just a couple minutes. Now, you could also buy like fajita steak at your local store as long as it's not seasoned. I just like slicing it myself because I like it slightly thinner than what like a fajita steak would be, just because it's going to be even more tender and melt in your mouth when you cook it. Okay, so we're going to throw this into the crock pot. Just lay it right on the bottom. Now we need an onion. We're going to slice up one whole onion. It can be thinly sliced. It can be thickly sliced. Is thickly a word? Let's, for my sake, pretend that it is. So I'm just going to peel this off and cut it in half. And then I'm just going to slice it up. Keep your cut side down and then use your thick part of your knife to push down into it. If you cut back here, it's really hard to control your knife, but if you do it right on the thicker side, it's so much easier, and you can make them thinner. It's just a lot easier to control when you're using the thick part of your knife. Also, if you notice my nails look kind of, I'm sorry, I need to get my nails done. I hate getting my nails done. Anybody else? But I feel like I need to have them done so they look nice on video for y'all. And, well, they need to be done. So I apologize. So go ahead and leave a comment and, you know, say something about like, woman, get your nails done. Maybe not say that. Okay, now, ooh, those onions are making me emotional. Now we need bell peppers. Now we're just going to slice up the red and the green pepper. I like to just cut them off into quarters on my bell peppers, and then I just slice each quarter. There's many different ways to cut a bell pepper. For me, this is the easiest. And if you like to, you can, what is it called? Like scrape out the insides of the membrane. I usually don't really care. I'll eat it all, but a lot of people don't. Now, for my personal preference, when you cut, I like to cut with the outside down. I've tried it both ways, but this is my favorite way to cut it. So then you're just going to cut them into these beautiful little slices and toss them in the pot. I'm going to show you up close for the green bell pepper. I just cut them into quarters. Cut each quarter off. I say quarter, but it's each like a square side. Okay. Ooh, there's a little baby one inside. Then I just take my knife and put each quarter into thinly sliced. Now, see how I did that with this cut side for the upside down when I do it this way? I feel like sometimes it's harder to cut through that skin. Both will work though. Then we're going to toss this into the pot. Now, let's chat about the peppers real quick. Now, this is a Philly cheesesteak, and these need to be super tender. So that's why I'm throwing them in the beginning of the meal. If you like your bell peppers a little crunchier, I would wait and add them in like the last hour of cooking time, and you'll get crunchier bell peppers. I can't talk today. Woo. But for this recipe, I like the bell peppers to almost fall apart, so everything is super tender, so it's easier to eat in the actual sandwich. Now we're going to add the good stuff. Very simple seasonings. We have 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. We are going to do a teaspoon of black pepper, sprinkling it right on top. A teaspoon of salt. Guys, let me know, do you like simple seasonings? That's what I love about our recipes is we are always trying to keep them simple and flavorful. A teaspoon of Italian seasoning. If you don't have an Italian seasoning, like if you're not in the United States, we do actually have a recipe on how you can make your own Italian seasoning blend. Then we're going to top it with 1 cup of beef broth. Add the lid, and we're going to cook this on low for 4 to 5 hours. I know, it is not our normal cooking time. Because the steak is thinly sliced and the bell peppers are so easy to cook, this will cook up actually really fast. You can do high. I personally prefer low anytime I'm doing any kind of steak. Because from my personal opinion, if I cook low and slow in the crock pot with steak, you get a much tender, juicier steak versus when you cook on high, you could get a little bit tougher and it's not as easy to chew. I'm going to clean up and I'll see you in a few hours. Okay, it's been a few hours and my house smells amazing. Woo, it's perfectly tender. Now, we're looking at the times and trying to figure it out, and cooking on high on 2 to 3 hours is great, and low for 4 to 5 hours. You really don't need a long time. But right now, my peppers are cooked perfectly. They haven't fallen apart and become super soft. And my steak, I've already taken a little bite and it's perfectly tender. Now you need Hoagie Rolls. I got these at the store. You're just going to open them up like so. This recipe is designed for 6 people. However, only 4 people are eating right now. So I'm only going to make 4. And the reason I'm doing that is only make what you need, because this will be amazing left over. So you can keep it in the crock pot. We can store it. We'll talk about that towards the end. So good, okay? Now we're just going to take that meat mixture, the meat and the steak and the peppers. I mean, look at that. Yummy. We're just going to layer it right on top. And I like to just pick and choose because I want a little bit of the onions, the meat, and both colored of the peppers on there. Ooh, yum. I mean, it smells so good. You're then going to top with provolone cheese. 1 or 2 slices per is perfect. I'm doing 2 because I want it to be all nice and gooey and cheesy. Now you can skip this next part, but I'm advising you not to. We're gonna head to the broiler and we're gonna broil these for just like 1 to 2 minutes to get that cheese nice and melted, and this will get nice and toasted, and it makes this sandwich perfection. Oh, it took about 2 minutes, and look at them. I'm so excited about this. And you see how the buns got perfectly toasted? Now all that's left to do is eat. Okay, I am digging in. Whoa, look how pretty that is. Let me get you another little. Whoa. Hello, ooey gooey, cheesy, delicious. Now it's time for my favorite part. We're gonna eat it. Okay, let's give this a try. I'm so pumped. Let's do. I want this side. I want some meat. I want some peppers. I love the flavor. Okay, guys, I am out of here. I hope I inspired you to use your crock pot to make some of the best tasting Philly cheesesteaks you'll ever have. Now, remember, full recipe, link below, or you can just go to eatingonadime.com. In case you didn't know, that's where we post all of our free and easy recipes. And don't forget about that cookbook because we have it on sale. It's a digital cookbook and we have it linked below for you as well. But that's it, friends. I'm out of here. Thanks so much for joining me, and I will see you next time in my kitchen. But in the meantime, don't forget to eat at home by eating on a dime. Bye, friends.